Coming up next, we have a very interesting application which has been designed specifically to aid women who suffer from pains related to the menstrual cycle, menstrual pains. But obviously, they are branching out to develop their services and their aid for other types of things that we may suffer as humans through the power of relaxing music and relaxing sounds. But to explain this a lot better than I am, we have with us the founder and CEO of Moonai, this application. Her name is Laura June Clark.
That's
Welcome.
correct, yeah.
Welcome,
Hi,
Laura.
nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. And I'm Laura June Clark. You said it right, so perfect.
Well, speak closely to the microphone. Don't be afraid.
Is it better?
There we go. Yes.
Fantastic.
Let your lips graze the sponge, as we say in the radio. I found it very interesting that you've done something so specific that was born from, I imagine, something that when you created this, you suffered yourself, I imagine. Tell us a little bit about the creation of Moonai.
Yeah, so I will explain a bit Moonai and as well where it gets as well in the context of like these events. So Moonai is a digital painkiller focusing on women's reproductive health. And indeed, we started with menstruation pain. So it wasn't me who was suffering from it, but like one of my colleagues in a hackathon. So I've been studying music as analgesic or music for pain for the last 10 years. I'm originally a pharmaceutical business engineer. I'm actually going to go through the slide as well. And the idea was to find a way to hack pain perception, as most of you might have known that you can hack productivity and sleep through sounds, but nobody ever looked into pain. And everything is neuroscience in the brain. So that was kind of like how we started it off, yeah. So it was like, how can we combine the sound, and more specifically electronic music sound, like ambient drone, where me and my co-founder were very fond of, with the neuroscience, and want to focus on an under-addressed market, which is women's health. And that's how Moonai came to be. So just I put like a few slides, and you're welcome to download it as well, feel free. So now we have more than 23,000 users, mainly organic, who like downloaded the app. They are using it. We have more than 80% of efficiency. But more than that, what we're doing is we are investigating in real time and monitoring through our own data analytic dashboard. That demography is going by 2 points level down in pain with this kind of sound. So we're like investigating in real time the effect of soundscapes and music on pain and on women. So it's like contributing and bridging the health data gap. And so we got a bit of recognition for that. So we're very grateful, and always linked to this women's health, but as well electronic music scene and audiovisual space. And that what's make us a bit like different. We got selected as App of the Day by Apple in several countries, not only in Europe, but as well in Vietnam and India, which I think is interesting to mention because the app was only in English. So great, I suppose. And one way we started to, promote a bit more, and because we are passionate about audiovisual installation, is to create this part agency, Moonai Creative, with our sound experience, Soundwave, wellness experience and installation. So in November, we were part of the Mira Festival, and we did one in Ideal. And that's a bit like an artistic interpretation of what is Moonai, because obviously people were like pain, sound, I don't believe it, or like magic, or it's like a Burning Man thing, but it's actually science. So this is a great way to actually show and get people to already transition through some different state. They come in, they are in a certain state, we disrupt it, and then we bring it back to a certain level of well-being and wellness. Plus, at the same time, we collaborate with amazing artists. So in this case, it was Fernanda Aleman. We just had another experience last week in the studio Sabda in Barcelona with a collective from Mexico who's called Aperture. And we are going to continue doing that in different regions, and always collaborating with the artists and the collectives from that region, kind of to give back as well and to focus on the history and the heritage of music as medicine, because some countries has more history than that. This is a video which I'm not sure I can be playing, but you're welcome to go and see it on YouTube or Instagram. Follow us.
You can play if you wish. I think it's connected to the sound board.
Let's see if that works. It might be linked to YouTube, so that's why. Yeah, let's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but that's good. Like, go and see it yourself.
Yeah. This is interesting because, I mean, if one thing stood out from the days of the pandemic, we don't want to remember too much, but there was an incredible surge in ambient music creation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone realized that, having so much time stuck in a confined space, a great way to open the spaces through sound.
Yeah.
So even though your claim here starts with the story of problems related to the female reproductive system,
Yes.
I imagine that this can branch out to all kinds of other...
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything next that you'd like to focus on?
Yes. Right now we're focusing, we already made it more like strategic to focus first on menstruation because already itself is a 1.56 billion people market and underdressed and needed and so many things. As well, there's a difference of music perception and pain perception in someone who has or hasn't a menstrual cycle. So that's an element who's really interesting and that we take into consideration as well in the science of sounds that we're building. We started to work now as well with fertility clinics, with physiotherapist practices and all these things. So we're like developing more in the pain management. And when it comes to different gender, like it's something that we're exploring as well. But at our root and our DNA, we're always focusing on as well the support of women. So sky's the limit. There's a lot of opportunities who are going to happen with Moonai. But step by step, I want to say. And yeah, like entering the clinics is already a big step forward in that sense, yeah?
Yeah.
And we had some people as well who referred that they use the app in palliative care and oncology, so cancer treatment and very intense moment of life. So we already have these indicators that we could explore this segment as well. But again, everything is cautious and we don't want to rush things through because the science is very important behind it.
Yeah.
So we're doing it while collectively collaborate with the neuroscientists with who we're working, the clinics with who we're working, amazing sound engineers in the space as well. And that's like, as I said again, the sky's the limit in that sense.
I mean, you've got some very eminent names like Dr. L. Bartel, Dr. A. Harvey, or the sound engineer Tom Middleton, who are on board on this project. So you're working with very top people. It's a very interesting project.
Thank you.
Are you exploring the areas of like addiction, addiction patients of, who have those problems, of not separating their pain from a yearning?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like several, I would say, mental illness / addiction. For example, ADHD. I have myself ADHD, so
guilty.
Gang, amazing. That's how I got into the space of soundscape, music, sound wellness, binaural beats, and all the things. You probably know as much as I do on that sense. No? We'll have a chat then later.
Yes.
That's how I got into the space, basically, because I was studying at school, at university. As I said, I'm a pharmaceutical business engineer, and my brain wouldn't be quiet. I always say that my brain is like a web browser with different tabs, and you don't know where the music comes from, and then somebody's talking to you, and your phone is ringing at the same time. That vibe. So music always helped me to kind of like lower down and just be focused. So yeah, definitely ADHD or these kind of I would say different neurodivergence are super interesting. And in terms of addiction, that's something who came up a lot. Some people do not want to take any painkiller because they have a passive of substance abuses. But again, everything is step by step and thinking strategically as well, because if we entered and started, hey, we have music for everything. Yeah. It's like, okay, I don't believe you, So everything needs to be done in a strategic way, scientific way, evidence-based way. And testing as well with group samples. So we started with menstruation. We went now into reproductive health and stepping up in that sense as well. So afterwards, it's like about understanding in which different unit, and as well maybe collaborating with some existing projects for ADHD. We have one of our advisors, for example, who used to work for a similar project, but for Alzheimer and dementia. Super interesting as well. There's like amazing companies like Endo focusing on sleep, for example. So everybody has this niche, and I think it's really interesting because it's not, we're going to solve sound and on every problem, but like you need to truly be passionate about what you're trying to solve, and as well the feedback you're getting from the users, because you're going to get you're going to get a lot of information back who's like kind of, you need to have a strong mental health of what you're hearing, and being passionate about like trying to solve it in a safe, holistic, digital way. And that you can't do in every segment at once.
Well, thank you so much, Laura June, for
Thank you
coming to
very
explain
much.
this very exciting project, and congratulations. I can
we
already
are.
see your progress.
Thank you so much.
A bright future ahead.
Thanks.
We need you. Thank you very much, Laura June, from Moonai, the app which is available to download right now if you wish to. So we strongly encourage it.